Good morning, everyone. We're looking at St. Paul's first letter to Timothy today. It's quite an important one. And St. Paul says, I used to be a blasphemer, but the mercy of God was shown me. Now, remember that Paul is a guy who used to persecute the early Christians and be unkind to them and tear them out of their homes and so forth. So he's not just talking about taking the Lord's name in vain, as you would say in the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. That's not just what he's talking about. In fact, it may just be that he's not talking about that either specifically. What we are saying is that blasphemy is refusing the forgiveness of God. That's what blasphemy is. Refusing the forgiveness of God. And through doing this, it kind of leads, I think, to a hardening of the heart. You said, do not harden your hearts. It leads us to a hardening of heart that ultimately rejects God. That's what blasphemy does. The result of turning our back on God and rejecting his forgiveness, saying, I can do this on my own without God. What happens? We leave God out of the equation. The real problem with that. You see, I think sometimes pride and human thinking can come in between us and God. It often is our pride. We all want to be perfect. We want to know, I know everything and I know it right. I don't want to be seen to be guilty or wrong. I think that many people these days have been, unfortunately, influenced, particularly in relation to God, in relation to church. So they're saying, no, I know better. I can manage without God. I don't need God. Sadly, as I said, during COVID, many people drifted away from church. Why? Because they were told they didn't have to go to church. So now that we're told, okay, the reasoning behind that was simply because we were going to spread the virus if we did. And now that decision has been lifted, people seem to also still be thinking, well, if we didn't have to do it before, we don't have to do it now. And that sadly has had a bad influence on people's attitude towards the Lord. So this kind of thinking, this kind of hurt, if you like, that people might experience, it doesn't easily go away. But often when people have experienced a frustration or a misgiving or even a personal encounter, an unfortunate personal encounter, it festers. Those things fester unless they're dealt with. And they're not only fester, but they poison. And they poison to the extent of some people turning their backs. So we're asked today to be humble and to seek God's mercy. And perhaps we need to maybe go on a retreat, go and experience the Lord quietly with all the other distractions away from us. Have a wonderful day. Keep yourself safe. God bless. Bye-bye.